Gentlemen, every man must face this truth. Love, for most women, is not a circle. It's a ladder. Each rung is carved from status, provision, and power. She does not fall in love downward. She ascends. And if you stop climbing, she will not stay beside you. She will look up, recalibrate, and reach for the next hand. What we call heartbreak, evolution calls adaptation. What men call betrayal, biology calls selection. Hypergamy is not her choice. It is her compass. So David Bass, the evolutionary psychologist, tells us in Evolution of Desire that women are biologically wired to seek partners with greater access to resources, protection, and influence. This is a survival mechanism that has been forged over millennia of scarcity. It is not emotional treason. It is evolutionary insurance. 2018 demographical study by sociologist Christine Schwarz confirmed that even in the age of feminism, women still marry up. And they marry up in occupational prestige 70% of the time. Similarly, a 2020 Pew Research Center analysis found that 71% of wives with advanced degrees, they still wed men who out-earn them. The data remains stubborn. As gender gaps close, hypergamy does not. We normally say hypergamy doesn't care. What does that mean? What it means is that hypergamy doesn't care how funny you are. Hypergamy doesn't care how loyal you are. Hypergamy doesn't care how much you once provided. Hypergamy doesn't care how kind you are. It only cares if you are still ascending. So let's talk about one of the cases we are very familiar with in the Kenya that happened in the Kenyan scenes recently. We want to look at the case of the jester who fell from grace. The jester, of course, is a comedian or a joker. So let's look at the case of YY comedian. This is a gentleman that was born as Oliver Otieno. He is a wiry wizard of Kenyan comedy, tall guy. He was a boy who spun poverty into punchlines. He was Nairobi's jester with the cadence of a prophet. And this is a man who is 6 feet of a very lean charisma. His laugh is contagious. And his stage presence is magnetic. He is a man who danced between mirth and melancholy with the precision of a poet. And from the Churchill Show, his beginnings of the Churchill Show to YouTube stardom, YY became Kenya's laughter laureate. He was a brand ambassador, a festival headliner, a digital millionaire. His journey was masculine grit personified. He is a archetypical self-made man. On stage, he owned the air, and off stage, he carried a quiet gravity, the kind that only men who have clawed their way up from mud possess. And then came a lady known as Maria Okoth, a very beautiful, radiant, and younger woman who was very ambitious. At the 24-year-old interior designer turned actress, and she was also very Instagram savvy and also camera perfect. Gentlemen, if you're enjoying this video, take a quick moment to like, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, you'll always get notified when I drop new content. And when you like and share, you help this channel to grow, and more importantly, you help other men to discover the tools that they need to level up. Remember, when one man rises, we all rise. Now let's get back to the video. She met YY at the peak of his fame. Their chemistry was ignited instantly. And within weeks, they were cohabiting. Within a year, they had a daughter. On social media, they were the image of a modern love. Linen outfits, sunsets, and hashtags soaked in forever. YY called her his muse. She called him her king. But in the shadows of that curated paradise, hypergamy starred. By 2024, whispers thickened. His career plateaued. Her visibility spiked. The comedian who once filled arenas now filled his home with silence. Then in September, the digital epitaph appeared, a polished breakup post where they said, due to unavoidable circumstances. YY responded with grace, like most men do, his voice trembling through a radio interview. He called it ups and downs, but his eyes told the red pill truth. She had already climbed. Within months, Maria reappeared. She did not appear in comedy circles, but in the company of Jack Okula, a corporate lawyer and a policy consultant. Where YY brought charm and chaos, Jack brought stillness and status. He was a man who commanded rooms, not with jokes, but with authority and jurisprudence. Their union unfolded like a masterclass in calculated ascension. There was a private traditional ceremony in Siaya, followed by a glamorous wedding in Nairobi. Guests flocked it, studded with political elites. And the images were symbolic, not just of love, but of arrival. From entertainers' arm to elite corridors, Maria had completed the climb. So, as this was happening, red pill men could see the pattern very clearly. David Bass' global studies that cross 37 cultures, they show that women prioritize financial and social prospects 2.5 times more than men do. Schwar's findings echo the same story, which is that modern women's liberation has not dissolved hypergamy. It has refined it. She no longer seeks a provider for bread. She seeks one for prestige. She is no longer bound by culture. She is bound by instinct. And the man who stops ascending becomes obsolete emotionally and sexually. We know that men love idealistically and women love opportunistically. So why is heartbreak is not an anomaly. It is an anatomy, the anatomy of hypergamy in action. So gentlemen, this is your masterclass. In the age of female ascent, your survival depends on your frame, your focus, and your fortress. Stay mission-centered. Never make her your purpose. When a man orbits a woman, she feels the gravitational shift, and instinctively she looks for a stronger center of gravity. Your mission is your magnet. I've explained this in detail in the two-body problem. Okay? The two-body problem basically uses the metaphor of two planetary bodies. Okay? Especially in the cases where the man orbits around the woman. So as I've indicated, women want to orbit around the man. So she'll look for a man who has a stronger center of gravity so that she can be the moon. The second thing you guys must do is you need to control the leverage. In the Journal of Marriage and Family in 2015, Brian tells us that relationships endure longer when a man retains perceived sexual and financial alternatives. Abundance is not arrogance. It is armor. The third thing you must do, gentlemen, is you need to vet for character, not chemistry. Most of us prioritize chemistry when you're choosing a woman. Seek the woman who admires your ascent, not the one who plans her next climb through you. Loyalty is not about love. It is about alignment. The fourth thing you must do is you need to protect your assets, gentlemen. Put in place prenups, boundaries, and legal charity. These are not cynicism. They are realism. Because if you love blindly, you are going to lose brutally. Fifth thing you have to do is you have to be the peak. Hypergamy is inevitable, but it is manageable when you are the summit she cannot surpass. Build, lift, evolve, and let her climb with you, not past you. So, gentlemen, the challenge is yours. Will you be the rung she steps on, or will you be the summit that she clings to? Will you whine about the laws of biology, or will you wield them like weapons of mastery? Will you become the comedian who made her laugh? Or will you be the man whose strength made her stay? The ladder isn't evil, it's natural. But in a world where every woman climbs, only men who keep ascending will command respect. So don't be her step, be her standard. Climb relentlessly, lead unapologetically, and let hypergamy bow to your momentum. I'll see you guys on the next one.